Yo, Q, what up? Yo, Q,
Man,
what
I'm
up?
keeping it real. What up, Duan?
Welcome
Let's get it.
to Not
Not
Just
yeah.
Music,
Music.
where we keep it real
Uh-huh.
and honest.
Always.
My mama praying, telling me, Q, you need to chill. They can't respect the truth, I'm just honest.
What's going on? And welcome to another episode of Not Just Music, where we keep it real
And honest.
and we have another great episode lined up for y'all today. Another
Yes.
Sunday.
How you doing, bro, man? Happy
Good.
Sunday, man.
Good. Happy Sunday.
Good to see you. Good to be back.
And happy Sunday to everybody else that's out here in the listening world.
Absolutely.
Hopefully everybody is having a great Sunday, great weekend, leading into a new week. But of course, this will be released on Thursday evenings at 8 o'clock every Thursday.
Yeah.
Unless said differently, most likely 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, it will be at 8 o'clock p.m.
But you know, things happen, so
Indeed.
always be on the lookout.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, for today's topic, I am starting off with a let's go backwards. Let's do it how we did it last week. That made more sense. We're gonna start off with something that's like really current. I'm gonna let Q tell y'all about a little social media event that happened with a young lady about the twerking senator to be or whatever she's
Tierra Mack, man, that's her name. She actually went viral because she had made a TikTok not too long ago when she had made a twerking video, but she said that she made it for promoting strategies to try to get the people attention.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cause she said something like her discussions about laws and what she believed in and why you should vote for her were getting like no looks or no views or nothing. So she had to do something to grab their attention. So I asked the people, in today's world that we living in, you know, do you agree with her strategy, even though she's a Senate and she's representing the people? You know, like, or you think she was like dead wrong for, like, you feel like she should have kept her clothes on and, you know, been professional, you know. And since I'm talking about it, I guess I can give my opinion first, honestly, because this is a good one right here. I see her point of what she was doing. Today's society, you gotta realize it's a younger generation out here, and TikTok is really big. You know, to get most people attention, let's be real, you gotta do something, you know, chaotic sometimes, or you gotta be half dressed, or, you know what I'm saying, to get people attention, to grab them in and for them to see who you really are once you got their attention. So I see her point of promoting wise, because us as artists, that's very important. You have to stand out, you know, from the crowd, stand out, and, you know what I'm saying, or you'll be, you know, lost in the sauce. So I see her point with that. Mm-hmm. And I also see the point where some people may look at it as like, you know, she's a Senate, this is not a good look, you know, for a Senate running, you know what I'm saying, representing us. But me personally, I had no problem with it, because one being, you know, it shows that, you know, these senates and people in the higher power are just regular people like us. Like, I think we put these people on pedestals to where we feel like they're perfect, or, you know, nobody makes mistakes, nobody has fun. It's wrong to twerk, and that's life. You know, we all human and we living, you know. That doesn't mean she's a bad person because she made a twerk video, you know. I actually love the video. It was a nice video, you know. She got something back there, you know. And for damn sure, she got my attention. Now I know who Tierra Mack is. Like, if I didn't see the video or this outrage from people, I wouldn't even know who Tierra Mack is. Now I've been researching into what she doing, and, you know, she might have my vote. You never know, like, you know. So I think it was a good strategy promotion. you know, what you think, bro? You know, on this situation, man.
It takes what you got to do to win. Donald Trump made it as a president, so I mean, you can pretty much grab a hold of anything that you want. You know, it don't matter how ugly it is. It could be the ugliest quote. It could be, I mean, you just think about it. Like, just think about the past, let's say the past 8 years, almost now, of the higher powers. They don't do things the basic way no more.
Trump got on basically downplaying his opponent and bringing up personal issues. You got to look at it like that. Yeah, racial slurs and
and that's what we get. That's what we at now. Yeah. I mean, it's no. I mean, if it's feelings involved and people, you know, want to talk about her, I mean, they're gonna talk regardless. They were gonna either say something like this, or they were gonna find something along the lines of something else to make her seem as if she's not qualified to be in a position. But I mean, she's just woke to a crowd. She understands what's going on.
Let me ask you this: do you think the outlook of it would have been different if she was, say, a white female? You think she wouldn't have got all this criticism like this, or it wouldn't have been as harsh?
I think she would have got the same. Okay. It's no woman is ever going to get looked at correctly for that type of video. Yeah. Nobody. I mean, but not all the nobodies are looking at it in a bad way, though.
Yeah.
Just like you said, like, now, if you didn't know who she was,
Sierra Met,
she literally just made a name for herself. That's what I mean, to me, if anybody is willing to go that far to wake some people up, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
It ain't saying that she's easy. It didn't say that, oh, now I can go get her because she's on this page of this. No, she's just very woke. She understands the world and what's going on with the world. You know, I had to do my little research because the fact of, you know, I didn't know who she was. You sent me the video. I'm like, okay. I looked at it and I still didn't, you know, it wasn't like I recognized it until I did some studies. I had to kind of like say search the name.
Yeah.
Then I think the video had been out long enough for her to go ahead and, you know, she basically had a comeback video to explain what she did. She is basically woke. She ain't stupid. She ain't dumb at all. You know.
You know, she knew that if she just put out what she was running for and why you should vote for, it wasn't gonna get the attention.
Nah.
Like, you know, like a twerk video would get.
Exactly.
Know? And, you know, we and as people, we got to be real, man. We know what kind of, you know, viral world we live in. You know, like it's a trending type world. Like, you know, anything positive, and I was just talking about this. Anything positive nowadays and squeaky clean with a great message is probably not gonna get as much attention as a twerk video, drama, fighting, you know, stuff like that. But that's not saying you should change who you are. You know what I'm saying? You should always stay who you are, but it's okay to press the boundaries a little bit to wake the people up.
Exactly.
Not saying you gotta, you know, try something new, something out of your comfort zone, but not too out there, you know. And I don't see nothing wrong. It ain't like she put out a sex tape or something. Like, she dancing.
Exactly.
She dancing, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all, man. Like, come on, people. It's far worse things going on in the world, man. And she just twerking. And hopefully, you know, y'all vote for, you know, like, you know, not by the video, but what she's actually trying to change in the world as a Senate. So, yeah.
And this is one thing, too, that I've realized in the, you know, journey of being and becoming, especially dealing with, like I said, the higher powers. Like, you have no sense of who you're going to get your, you know, who's going to be in a seat.
Yeah.
Who's going to get that seat? You know, nobody knows. Like, and I'm going to stick my nose out here to say this too, because, like, it's just like the same situation with Biden right now. Like, he bit off a whole lot jumping into presidency. And I really think it's a lot really due to the name holds weight, but then again, he doesn't understand the now times to make things move a little faster or a little more efficient than what they are. I mean, you take a look at what's going on around the world now and how things have gone. You know, he jumped in the midst of a COVID situation.
The way he talking now and the way he was talking before he got elected is two different tones to me. Mm-hmm. Now he talking like last time I seen him, he said we got to prepare for another recession. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, did you know this before you got in here? Was this, well, you know what I'm saying? Was that all talk just to get our vote? So it's like, at the end of the day, man, you know, you don't know. All you can do is pray, man. Like, you don't know who, and we all human. Mm-hmm. Nobody's perfect. I feel like you put all your trust in the man, you'll fail, man, or you'll be disappointed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about, you know, just believing in yourself, following your heart, and doing what, you know, you feel is best. That's all we can do.
Mm-hmm. And if it's nothing else, you know, I think it's a last little thing to this too. You know, never judge a book by its cover. That's still the best quote for that. Never judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
If nothing else, if you didn't know her, you know her now. You're awake. You get it. You know, you may not ever get another video out of her again like that. But at the end of the day, she made you wake up and pay attention.
She woke me up. She woke me up, man. Shout out to Tierra Mac. I mean, you know, this is for my followers out there, you know, that's like look like me. Like, yeah, she woke me up. I love the video. You know, y'all go look it up though. YouTube. Follow my twerkers, and people love twerking videos. It's on YouTube. Tierra Mac. You know what I'm saying? TikTok viral, man. Y'all go look it up, man.
All right. Next thing we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna point to a couple things. First thing, with how things are moving now with the world. Mm-hmm. I've learned to really respect the craft of media a lot more. Now that, especially that getting into another lane of basically another journey, another branch towards what I do and what you do too, I'm sure, because I've learned the strain of what things can be mentally and physically a little differently. A lot of people don't see what we do, especially when it comes to putting these podcasts together or putting music together or something like that. But the biggest thing I've learned, and even taking a piece from last podcast while I was speaking on faith, this basically has a lot to do with my faith and a lot to do with my understanding, a lot of my dreams, a lot of the things that I've always wished that I could do, you know, and really get myself sunk into some of these things that I haven't ever done before. But the biggest thing is, and this is, you know, in for me and you both, the next level is peace and freedom to do this stuff like all the time.
That's what I'm talking about.
For people listening, I think I'm a big testament to this because I think I can speak on this now. I'm basically right at that point where I can do this like pretty much full time.
And that's a blessing right there.
It's still some things there to where, you know, I have to do as far as like to take care of take care of family and make sure everybody's straight. But all of these avenues that I'm in now, nothing is tied to an actual, you know, job per se, like a 9 to 5. Everything that I'm doing now is basically like it's up to me to get up and do it.
Yeah.
And this is coming from somebody who worked a job for 17 years. And
it's stressful though, right? Like, getting up and doing something you don't love, but you gotta do it.
And this is the part where the questions come in for myself and for you on this. Like, the question I'm gonna answer it myself. Mm-hmm. Then you can answer it after me. But I'm gonna ask the question first. How far are you willing to go to consider yourself efficiently full time at your craft? And I'm gonna ask it again and kind of shorten it. At what point will you understand and know that you are doing what you love to do full time? I'm gonna answer it first.
All right.
I think it's a lot to come with when you get on a journey like this to say that you can do this full time.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is money. Let's just be straight. Money is going to like really determine where you stand when you do this full time. Now, a lot of people are ready to go to that next level, but I think they're at a point where they get comfortable doing what they do. They find a job, they may work 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, 40 hours a week, 30 hours a week, whatever it takes. And they fall into a systematic way of working. And it puts you in a point where you forget about what you love to do. And I'm going to tell you how. I've known a lot of artists that I've worked with who've had a lot of drive. But the nature of what hurt them was the nature of, I have to live. And that's the part where I think a lot of people forget when they get into their craft. You remember, you got to take care of home and you have to take care of your craft. So let me tell you what I did and say what I did differently to help me get there. Once I realized.
Hey, let me cut you all right quick, because I was personally going to ask you this question. This has been on my mind, like, how you making it and stuff, like. So I'm this is one-on-one with me too. So go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
So one thing, your mentality has to be 100%, 100% in and ready. So like, if it was a fear, if you, and I'm saying this for everybody, if you fear that your lifestyle is going to pummel, meaning you're gonna lose a lot because you're not working, you're gonna just go into this journey full time and that it's going to work. No, don't do that. Don't jump into it like that. What you have to do is work that job that you're working until you know that you're in a comfortable position to where you can go. And I'm gonna tell you why I say it like that. So you have to take care now, but then you also have to budget in your later. So this is what you do for me, and this is what I thought of. And a lot of people may say differently, but I'm not going off of what I feel for them. I'm going off of what I understand with myself. And you find your own way through this. Now, you have to factor in, if I quit this job, will I have money still coming in? No, you won't have any money coming in unless you have another source of income. So what I did was I got into a newer market of delivery service, what everybody kind of looks at as the norms of DoorDash or Uber Eats, anything to that level. Now, when I first got into that, I was like, it ain't gonna work. I'm thinking to myself like, nah, it's not gonna work. It won't be nothing, it won't be anything that I would, say, okay, man, I could fall to this full time.
Yeah.
And, I had this one guy that I consider one of my big homies. He really put me on to it. And, he was like, nah, man, you need to stick it out, man. I'm telling you, man. He was like, I used to tell him, like, some days I had, like, really good days doing it. I'm like, okay, man, you know what? I'm going to quit my job. But then I didn't ever quit the job. I'm like, So he was like, man, I'm telling you, bro, you need to quit your job, man. He's like, what's holding you back? Just tell me what's holding you back. I said, well,
a little bit of fear.
It was the fear. It wasn't even the case of saying the money. I saw the money. Yeah. And it was like, okay. What happened was, I never forget this, and I'm telling you the God's honest truth. It's this artist by the name of Quincy Murdoch, who had me shoot his video.
Wow.
And
you being real right now, bro?
The nature of, just hear the story. Okay. The nature of, it was so much to do with that mentally. And it wasn't even the sake of saying, it had nothing to do with the money. It was the mental of what I felt. And I remember I was taking days off of work that it was basically during a vacation week I had. That's the week you shot that, basically got all that stuff done with that movie. Mm-hmm. And from that day, I never went back to work.
That's crazy.
I never went back.
So once it was the movie that you shot.
It was the.
Or was it the music video?
This was the movie.
The movie. Okay, so
this was
back
during
in March. This back in March.
This was March.
Okay.
And I remember because I take a vacation week. I took a vacation week every March, faithfully every March, and like I said, I took it. I didn't even know you were really gonna shoot it that week. But it was a good week to shoot. So I was like, shoot, we can make it happen. Yeah. And basically, I remember I came back home and I sat down and I was thinking to myself, like, man, you know what? If this was something to tell me, wake up to your dream.
Wow.
And really take it serious. Like, forget the nature of what you're going to lose. This is what you need to be doing. And not only when I did that, when I left my job, I literally doubled my money, what I was making weekly, sometimes even tripled what I made weekly, just for the sake of saying, like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, like, man, you know what? I think this is a good time to really say, step on the gas and take control. And I'm going to tell you what I mean when I say this. It's not the nature of what you do to make the money. Even if, and I'm talking to anybody
it's real talk,
that makes money, like even the drug dealers is out here, because I don't want to overlook anybody when I say this. Like, if you're smart with every dollar that you make and you fall into the systematic way of saving money, that is going to be your freedom. I'm telling you. The nature of why I say that is, when it's time to move for your brand, it's time to move. You can't be at work. You can't be at your 9 to 5. You can't be whatever time your job situation is. You can't be at your job and move that brand at the same time. Let's go there one more time. The freedom to do what you want at any given time is my scenario of saying freedom. Don't even say financial freedom, just freedom, period.
Freedom.
And you know that everything at the house is going to be taken care of. I mean, there's still some things here and there that I'm still getting and trying to gain control of.
But that's going to work out, though.
Yeah, it's a slow come up. I'm not looking for it to be like super fast, because it's only been a year, right at a year that I officially have been gone from that job. And it's like, okay.
But let me say this. I know people that's working and not happy and still struggle.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be something that come up all the time, whether you working for somebody or working for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest key in learning to love what I do is, like I told you, you set up a schedule. A lot of the work that we try to do doesn't even take long to do.
It don't.
And like if you prepping and planning the correct way, all the stuff it'll fall right into place. Forget all the bad energy.
Mentally, like, okay, Sunday we gotta shoot a podcast. I gotta be in the studio. I'm working on this album.
There you go.
We gotta shoot this movie. Once you got it programmed, in your head what you gotta do. You there. You already there. You know what I'm saying? That's half of it. Well, almost all of it. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing what you got to do. Like you said, planning and preparation is everything.
Mm-hmm. And that's and with us being around each other, it's gonna help a whole lot. Like
exactly
for all the stuff that you are going to see me do and things that you're gonna see me set up. There's a lot of stuff that I've learned. Like I done been sitting back like for like the past year, really taking in the whole scene of especially media, music, media, video, everything that, comes along with, shooting these podcasts and things like that, like finding our own lane to where we could do it and do it at a high level to compete. Cause like it's like, you got, it's a bunch of them out here. Like
we can do it though.
Yeah. It's a bunch of them out here. It's a bunch of guys out here. And shout out to all the podcasters that I've been like linking up with lately. It's like the drive and the motivation and determination that a lot of y'all have for this craft is like out this world. Yeah. I look up to y'all a lot. I don't want to ever, make it seem as if like I had this all together, or anybody that's watching this don't think that I had this all together. Like this really was a time strict thing. It really was time strict. You really have to pay attention. You have to look out for what's going on, and not only that, you have to make sure that you're managing your time, taking care of the house. Like don't think that, like I said, don't ever look at all the stuff that we do and people do as if like it takes all day to do it. It just takes some time in a day to put forth that effort, that mental effort that is going to take to move the brand farther. Like
scheduling is really important.
It's really gonna be important. So even if it's a thing of, like I said, you take as much time with it as you can. Like I've made a very strict day, especially for me. Mondays, I call it Mix Monday. Now I have to call it Mix and Edit Monday, because the fact of I do a whole lot in one day to be able to get these pushed out, to make them, have them ready and ready to go on Thursdays now. Like don't ever think like, you have to like make a team, find a team that can help you get to what you need to get to. Me and Q, like it's a lot of stuff that Q doesn't do that I do. So that kind of takes the load and shifts the load in different ways. So we both have something in a lane to do into what we're going for with doing podcasts. Like,
well, like I always said,
or whatever,
Like I always said, sorry to cut you off, but it's always, and another thing that helps is get you somebody you got a personal, close relationship with that you can trust. That's the main thing. Like that's really what molds a team. Like if you can trust the person you working with, it's easy. If you don't trust the person or like the person you working with, it's gonna be difficult. And that's the thing that makes this even more successful and non-drama, because we understand each other. We don't step on each other's toes. We match each other energy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a match. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, get you somebody that you click with.
Exactly.
Because that's really gonna determine a lot of success. Because if both of y'all are tight, it ain't nothing y'all can't do. Y'all got visions and a strong mind. Y'all can, sky's the limit. Y'all can achieve anything. Like this dude shot my movie. Shot a movie. You know what I'm saying? Shot a movie, and I'm not rushing it because I know when it dropped, it's gonna be a top movie because I know what this man is capable of. So, that's another thing too, man. Like he's into the videographer. I want to see him do more stuff, for other people, videography wise. So yeah, and
that's it's coming. Like this is just a a tip because you gotta start somewhere. And people don't be afraid to start somewhere, but at least when you start, like Q said, like, find you a team. Find people that know how to do this stuff. Like, don't be afraid to pay money. You know, I paid plenty of money to people to move my brand further and further and further, and to the nature of that's what you won't per se understand right away the dollar aspect, because the fact of, you don't just think like I'm supposed to get paid for everything. Like, sometimes there's gonna be some points in where you're not gonna be able to charge anybody due to the nature of what you need to do to further your brand.
You might gain a couple followers. That might be the payoff. You know,
could be the
couple followers, and that one follower might be that big follower. You know, that turns into something big. So everything counts. That's one thing you taught me, and I've learned from experience. Everything you do in this counts.
And keeping it and staying consistent too is another thing. You know, you don't want to get your points across and then you fall off and then nobody hears from you and then you come back. It's hard to believe that. It's really hard to understand somebody that they say that they love the craft, you know, but you know, and it's not even just this craft. I mean, it's everything. Music, artists, people who draw, people who paint.
I was gonna say that, like,
brick masons, you know, people who lay brick. I mean, build houses, whatever it is that you do. You know, if you stop, don't expect to, you know, that you're gonna forget a couple things that you did that had you on top of the game when you were being consistent.
And I always said, me personally, like, what I've always done, like I said, I started doing music. Then I got in. I always been a dream of mine to act. So I did a movie, you know, and then clothing line. I like fashion. So I will say, don't put all your eggs in one basket also. Like, all the talents that you have, use them. You know what I'm saying? Because, like Duan was saying, like, you might take a year, 2 years off from music. You know, nobody hears from you. But if you talented in another thing, and you push that, your name will still be out there ringing, and you know what I'm saying, you'll still have your brand, because everything you do is coming back to your brand. So when you get back to the music, they'd be like, oh, he ain't left. Your name will still be circulating. So the key is staying active. Don't never get stagnant. Just keep moving. Don't never just laid out. You know what I'm saying? Just keep moving. It's really what it's about, man.
And this is we say this and then we can kind of move on to the next topic, but just remember, like, don't forget the dream. You have to make it come to life. You have to push it. You know, find somewhere to start, and once you start, do not let up off the gas. Keep learning something every single day. Sit down with your craft every single day and learn something that you did not know yesterday. And I think that'll help, you know, whether if it takes you going to classes, seminars, whatever it is to take, you know, to take things to the next level. Like, that's what I was ready to do. Like, it's this year coming, the end of this year and next year and years to come. That's my goal, to like go to like different seminars, go to like different music events and things of that nature, and like really sit down and bump shoulders with some people. Like, I should have been doing this, but it took me some time to get to this point because I was so, you know, satisfied with just working a regular job, but I couldn't do that and then make my moves like I needed to do. So with that being said, and this is kind of going, this is just kind of rolling to the main topic of today, which I wanted to talk about, which basically lines up with a lot of the stuff that I was just saying, you know, friends and having friends.
Yes.
Is
important.
It's a big deal in life. Now, this could be looked at as a good way and it could be looked at as a bad way. Now, some people are like, man, I don't have friends, I don't have this, I don't have that. You know, nothing against you and those that say that, but it's hard for me to believe that you are as far along as you are and you don't have friends. Even if you were friends with somebody for 15 years and y'all aren't friends anymore after those 15 years, you had a friend. You had somebody. You learned, you gained from having that friend. So if it's a problem, talking about this conversation or conversating with anybody about having friends, like, this is one thing that I'm going to talk about with this today, and this is not even a bashing part of it. This is the good parts of having true, genuine friendship from people that make sense to your world.
And let's just say this: you don't gotta have a lot of friends. You can have one good friend.
There you go.
That outweighs millions of friends.
There you go. And that part, I think some people forget. And like you said, I'm not even talking about a plethora of friends. I'm talking about just a small circle. It could be, like you said, one person. It could be two people. Mm-hmm. But get some people around you that's gonna push you, though.
Yeah.
That's gonna motivate you. That's gonna have you like, okay, you know what? I want to do better. I want to step it up like he's doing, like she's doing. Like, I want to get some money like she's getting. Like really, really understand what friendships are gonna be. Like you have your elementary, your preschool and your elementary buddies, your elementary buddies, and y'all move into middle school. Some of y'all may go to the same middle school, some of y'all may split up, but guess what? You're gonna lose a little bit of that friendship due to that.
Yeah.
Then you move into high school, some of y'all might go to different high schools and go to different schools and so on into college and things. Like, don't forget any of those people. Like, shout out to my Little Learners, Statesville Road, Ransom Middle School, Vans High School, like I think it's called James Chambers or something, whatever it's called now, I forget, but they switched their name. But when I was in high school, it was Vans High School, and even my people in down in Columbia, South Carolina, Gamecocks, I still rep y'all all day, and I gained something from every last one of those relationships, like.
And you take it with you to the day.
You take it to, and I'm gonna ask you, with the friendships that you've had along the way, throughout your years, what was one of the biggest helps having these friends brought to your life?
I feel like the lessons of what a real friend is and what a real friend isn't. That's the biggest thing. It taught me, I had to learn, like I use the music, entertainment, for example. Mm-hmm. When I first started the entertainment, I was all over the place. I ain't had no guidance, like I was working with this person and this person and this and this, and you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna speak on the situation or who it was, but it took one bad situation. Like one bad situation to be like, you know what? Like, maybe I need to stop working with everybody. I need to find me some solid people, friends. You know what I'm saying? Some people that actually got my back. You know what I'm saying? That want to help me. So I reevaluated my whole team, and now I can say you the only one really that's on my team, and that's, as we were saying, friend, a good legit friend. And you shoot my videos and all that. So everything I do, you do it. You know what I'm saying? So that was a lesson. Like, sometimes, good people come. So bad people come in your life. So it'll change your outlook on like what's real and what's not, who's real and who's not. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you reevaluate yourself and your team. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing it's taught me is lessons, man. Like, who's real and who isn't.
Yeah, and it's like this street is basically where I grew up, and I've never, outside of this street, I've never had, well, I mean, within these group of streets right here, a lot of people would think like, against neighborhoods and, things of that nature, or how rough they are or something like that. This neighborhood wasn't like something that was like glittery and gold, but everybody around here, their hearts were glitter and gold. Yeah. It was something that it taught me, even with the people that I reach out to, people that I work with. One thing that I've always wanted to do was like show myself as like a real person, somebody that could be genuine, somebody that could be true, and honest. That's it's scary when you go to a situation with somebody and you don't know what you're gonna get from it. But at the same time, yes, those are some of the best relationships that you gain, especially along the years. Like, I never would have guessed it takes people to move people to get people to the next level. I said a lot right there. I have to rewind that myself.
It takes people to get people to move people.
I had to rewind that one. That's that one was that's how I felt that. And like that's like with me and you, like I told you, like we both motivate each other basically to do this. Like I hadn't thought anything about doing anything else other than just the usual basics of music, mixing, mastering, recording. Yeah. Maybe put out a song here and there. But honestly, now it's kind of like it's motivating me to do like a lot more, even more so than even just these podcasts, like
it's bigger than music.
Advantage. Yeah, taking advantage of learning things and even like right now I'm in the midst of a friendship with somebody. And I'm gonna say his name. His name is Dennis Williams. Went to high school with him, and me and him basically ended up, going. We hung in there tight for years. Even though after high school, we had to separate, go to different colleges. But like even after college life, we kind of stayed in contact with each other. So they did some moving around. He moved to New York, but he came back last year. He offered me a deal on something, and it wasn't even really a deal. But this is what I want people to understand when you talk about a true friend. But he motivated me to basically teach music to youth.
Wow.
And the nature of this is my second summer doing it, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the thrill of it, to be in front of kids and teach them things and, give them things about music and, teach them songs and teach them, a lot of different things. And, it's like.
That's what I mean by it's bigger than music. Like things like that. Yeah. It's like impactful.
Yeah. And this is like you said, like you have to do other things too.
Yeah.
You have to do other things. And like I said, this is like what I said with going back to the word friends. Having friends can sometimes be a very positive thing. A real friend will always link you in to what's going on.
Exactly. He gonna put you on when he gets
there on. You go. And if nothing else, even if it takes them years to like understand, like, okay, well, I'm gonna listen to you now. Even though it's 10 years later, I'm gonna listen to you now. Allow them to get to that point, but never stop motivating them. Never stop pushing them to be better. Never stop giving them something that can further their life. Exactly. So they don't have to sit in, everybody has to be in this one place, man. We ain't getting no money. We sad. No, man. If you're around stuff like that, that's not a friend. Get away from people like that.
That's negative energy.
And it'll just basically pull you down. So basically, if nothing else, if you can, motivate them and try to motivate them, but don't force them. They have to do it on their own. Yeah. They have to do it on their own. If they listen to you and they take that advice and be like, okay, you know what? I'm glad I listened to you. I'm glad I know a person like you. Thank you for being around. Thank you for being consistent. Thank you for being loving. Thank you for being caring. Yeah. Thank you for being genuine. Thank you for having a heart. All that stuff like that. That's the positive energy that you want. That's it. That's the part right there. Like with me and Q every day, like it's the same situation every single day. Yeah. If I don't get a text, if I don't get a text or something to that nature, I feel like something like it's different to not see him text in the morning. Like some days he beats me, I'm up pretty early, so like to catch people that care enough to reach out to you,
yeah,
to speak, and offer blessings upon your day, like or even just a phone call. If they call you, say what's up, how you doing, how's everybody, how's the family, you know. Those are people that are going to go a long way with you.
And I want to add this in. I'll also try to relate to people, you know what I'm saying? Like try to understand them.
Yep.
You know, like, you know, y'all you gonna argue with your friends, you gonna have fallouts and this and that with your friends, but at the end of the day, it's all about forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? It's all about forgiveness. I thank Bud B-U-D, you know, for introducing me to Duan. You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for Bud, I wouldn't know who Duan was, Duan Barrino. So Bud is always gonna be a friend. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. Like, my heart is genuine. So I always try to have an understanding with people. You know what I'm saying? Try to understand people. Don't be so quick to criticize, because people go through things, man. So don't be so easy to give up on people. That's what friends do.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Friends gonna check up, and it's a work in progress sometimes. Like, you gotta stick in it. A true friendship is worth fighting for. A true friend, you know. So that's another thing I want to tell people out there too. Learn to relate to people before you judge them.
There you go.
And forgiveness, man. Yeah, that's for me too. Like, forgiveness is a big key.
Yep.
Cause you can hold on to something that was so little and be hateful towards a person the rest of your life, and it wasn't even a problem. It wasn't even because y'all. It was it's another situation, misunderstanding. So I'll just say, if you got that friend you fell out with, if you watching this, call them right now. You know, y'all talk it out.
Call them.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all hash it out, talk it out. Y'all see where it went wrong, and forgive each other, man. Cause life too short, and honestly, man, it ain't too many real people out here. So
it ain't.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't. And that's the part y'all have to really realize. Like, look at your situation. Look at the people that are around you and check them out. Like, real good. Like, just check these people out real good, man. Like, don't ever feel that, you know, it's the nature of you knowing somebody for so long that, you know, that, okay, they'll always be around me, you know, but if they aren't bringing any positive energy to your life, is what are you holding on to? You know, that, what are you holding on to? Don't feel that the neglect of somebody's, you know, negativity, or of their positivity, they're always giving you negativity. Don't, if they're willing to just consistently give you negative, they're not there to bring any positive light to your life. Find some new friends if that's the case. Exactly. It ain't saying go look for friends. Let the people come to you. Yeah. You know, and I say let them come to you. I mean, you might have been around somebody, seen somebody. It could be somebody at church. It could be somebody at work. It could be somebody at the gym. It could be somebody somewhere at a restaurant. It could be somebody somewhere in a bathroom. You know, you don't know where you're gonna meet somebody at.
And I always say, be acknowledgeable.
Yeah.
You know, everywhere you go, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
That simple, hey, how you doing?
Could change
into a long time powerful friendship.
Change everything.
You never know who wants to get to know you and get close to you. Gotta open your mouth sometime. A simple hey, good morning, how you? You know what I'm saying? Be approachable. Don't let your guard down a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And this is my biggest thing with, you know, friends now. And this is kind of like slightly the close, but not all the way the close of what we're talking about today. The nature of what you're going to do next, and this is kind of combining what I was talking about before. You know, with this big move that you're about to make, you know, you're going to need somebody. Yeah. To lean on, to listen to you. We always have God. Don't forget that. Yeah. God is the biggest. God is the greatest. Yeah. But even on earth, you know, don't get so up a tree that you forget about people. Help somebody. Exactly. You know, don't if you see your brother hurting, reach down and help him. Like, you know, do what you can as much as you can. And, you know, I speak on brotherhood or friendship, whichever. You know, make sure you have those people in your life that could keep you grounded, keep you level-headed, so you don't forget and get too high up that you forget about anybody.
Be a real dude. Be a respectful person.
Exactly.
Always respect the person no matter how they treat you.
Respect is always
because I'm gonna tell you like that. Your character, it goes into your brand.
Mm-hmm.
The little bit of support, you know, like the support you give out there, the real genuine love you give.
Mm-hmm.
Say you got a red carpet premiere for the movie or you know your album coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You want people, they gonna remember that. Oh, this dude was a real dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You want to touch people. So that's why good, genuine people can never lose in this world, no matter how much people try to turn them down.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a good heart, nobody can take away nothing from you because people are going to relate to realness.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So always be real with yourself and real with the people, and it will pay off. Yep. Some of the biggest successful people may not be the Jay-Z's or the big people you hear about, mm-hmm. but they in their communities, they the Jay-Z's, Tupac's in their community, mm-hmm. because you wanna know why? Because they good, genuine people, mm-hmm. and they treat people right.
Exactly.
So that's what it's about, man. That's also important. Have good character, man. Be real.
Yeah, and the nature of your heart, like you said, the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. Like, be of good character to where every time you step out, somebody has at least one good person that can say, I have his back. I love him. I have her back. I love her. Yep. I'll be here during good times. I'll be here during bad times. That's the biggest thing. Forget the money. Forget anything else. Somebody that has a heart for you, that person deserves the world. So, ending with today's podcast, we spoke on a lot. We spoke on friendship. We spoke on business mentality. You know, moving forward with business mentality.
Promoting, you know, different ways.
Your brand, making sure your brand is tight. You know, I gave examples of a lot. And moving into our next podcast, I'm going to start, doing a lot more things to where we can help implement things into our brand that could help us as well. One thing I did start, if you go up to the top of our page, our website,
yes,
you'll see these 3 lines. Hit those 3 lines, you'll see a donate tab available now. A lot of people have already asked me, what can we do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I do to help? What can I do to help? I've kind of built something that you could do if you want to plant a seed in us and help us with what we're doing. I'm not begging for money. It's not saying that I'm looking for need or that,
we do this because we genuinely care and we want to help the community and the people.
We're not doing this for $1. It's the nature of, if God blesses us, he blesses us with what we do through this. But for the nature of, I'm set pretty much doing this all the time now. To just sit down, talk about things, get out good energy, get out some bad energy too, if that it be the case. But for us as listeners to gain something, the biggest thing I want to do is inspire and motivate. That's my biggest thing. I want to inspire and motivate. And anything that we could do, even with these donations that we get, it's not even per se saying that we would even spend it on us. We would spend it on anything that would help our brand. Anything that, it might be giveaways that are going to be coming.
We can do some things for the community, man. We want to get out there.
Events, all this stuff. It's going to be important, that we could get these things, implemented into our, our usual daily moves with what we do with our branding.
And we need y'all. We need the people. Yeah. Because without y'all, this goes nowhere. So it's our job to entertain y'all and educate y'all. And we are you. We are one. We just like y'all. Don't put us on no pedestal. We just some brothers trying to inspire, motivate, encourage, and the hold on.
Yep. So. And the biggest thing again, just if you're paying this attention, like I said, go up to the top of our website. Hit those 3 lines. When you click those 3 lines, whether if it's tapping it or clicking it on the computer, go down to donate. It'll open up our donation page. You will see a PayPal button. a donate PayPal button at the bottom. Click it. Once you click it, it'll open up to our donation page. Click the amount click where the amount will go. Once you click that part, enter the amount, enter what service that you want it to go to. If it's something that you want to pinpoint or not, it just pick one of them. And whatever you give, we will greatly appreciate it. Like I said, none of this stuff that you will be given will go to anything bad. We will always use this for a positive. We will never use this for a negative because we both make our own money. We don't have to, we're not looking for anything to say that, we need y'all to take care of us. No.
If anything, we want to do more in the community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For the people.
For the people, and as long as we're leading things in the right direction like we're doing, I think that'll be a big thing. Even sponsors, if you want to sponsor things, if you want to, if it's something that you have, a product or something,
it's time to get out there.
Reach out to us, so you can, plug your product in, so we can get it out there for you if that's what we can do. Because like I said, it's things are starting to slowly move, but we're gonna get this going. I'm actually happy with what we already have done, and just in a short time within the past couple months. So big ups to that, and big up to those that are paying attention and getting involved and paying attention to our brand. But none of that will ever be taken for granted. Next and lastly, I think we had a good shoot today, man. Everything,
absolutely.
I really
covered some great points, man.
Yeah, it's really inspiring to sit down and do this, week in, week out, to get some things off our chest or whatever it is. Like I said, it's a beautiful thing. I never take it for granted. And if nothing else, we are Not Just Music podcast.
Well, we keep it real
and honest.
Always.
And never, ever give up hope. Never, ever give up faith. Never give up anything.
Hold on.
And hold on to everything. And always keep God first. Never put him at the tail. Keep him first. Like Khaled said, if nobody else believed, God did. All right? Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all next podcast.